Miguel Oliveira gets the boot from Pramac Yamaha for the 2025 season out of nowhere. What's the real story behind this bombshell decision? Why did Yamaha go with Jack Miller and Toprak Razgatlioglu, leaving Oliveira in limbo? In this video, we're diving deep into the massive drama shaking up the MotoGP world, breaking down the moments that led to Oliveira's exit and what's next for this talented rider. So stick around till the end, smash that like button and hit subscribe for the latest from the racing scene. On Thursday, Yamaha dropped a bombshell that rocked the MotoGP paddock. Jack Miller's staying put with the Pramac satellite team for a second season, paired with world superbike star Toprak Razgatlioglu. The announcement sent shockwaves, especially since Miguel Oliveira, who was expected to be a key part of Yamaha's bold project, got sidelined. Yamaha only offered a brief statement, wishing Oliveira luck for his future challenges, without spilling the beans on why they made this call. Oliveira himself was stunned by the decision. In a raw, heartfelt interview, he opened up about feeling like the weakest link in the team after a shoulder injury in the Argentina Grand Prix forced him to miss 4 races. That injury, he said, was a turning point that shaped Yamaha's choice. He explained that when he signed on with Pramac Yamaha for 2025, his contract included a performance clause evaluated mid-season, but he never expected that clause would be used to cut him loose. Oliveira shared how the constant pressure to prove himself post-injury felt like being under a relentless spotlight. Every race, he had to show he deserved his spot, even though he wasn't fully recovered. The uncertainty about his future, combined with that pressure, made things tough. Oliveira described how Yamaha's drawn-out decision-making process added to his anxiety, especially when he faced journalist questions every race weekend. He admitted to feeling queasy from the uncertainty, never knowing if he'd stay with the team or have to look elsewhere. Yamaha's choice to stick with Jack Miller alongside Toprak Razgatlioglu seems to have been driven by a few factors. First, signing Razgatlioglu back in June signalled a shift in the team's strategy. Yamaha clearly wanted a strong satellite team blending experience with fresh talent. Miller, with his long MotoGP track record, was seen as a safer bet than Oliveira, whose performance was hampered by injury. Yamaha also considered Moto2 race winner Diogo Moreira for the Pramac seat, but when Honda snapped up Moreira for their own satellite team, Yamaha settled on keeping Miller. Oliveira didn't outright call Yamaha's decision unfair, but he hinted it felt heavy. He explained that after his injury, he was constantly tested, with pressure to prove himself at every race. He said Yamaha's delayed decision dragged out the tension, especially with the paddock buzz and journalists poking around. Oliveira also shared that while Yamaha's Japanese team seemed to value his input and work ethic, the final call came down to one person, and that was that. This drama brings to mind another MotoGP saga when reigning champion Jorge Martin tried to break free from his Aprilia contract based on a performance clause. Martin's move sparked controversy, with critics questioning his professionalism after Aprilia backed him through his injury recovery. Now, Oliveira's on the flip side, where his injury meant he couldn't meet the performance clause in his Pramac Yamaha contract. When asked if Yamaha's decision was fair, Oliveira sidestepped judgment, saying it's a job that demands huge passion. For him, MotoGP isn't just racing. It's about living out a childhood dream of riding at the highest level. Despite the disappointment, Oliveira kept it classy. He acknowledged that in MotoGP, the team boss calls the shots, and as a rider, you have to roll with it. But he admitted the shock of the decision hit hard, especially since he felt he'd given valuable feedback for Yamaha's bike development. He'd thought his work with the team, particularly the Japanese crew, might secure his spot. Turns out, it wasn't enough. Right now, Oliveira's future in MotoGP is up in the air. He's open to different paths, including a test rider role. He said staying in the MotoGP paddock and helping develop a bike sounds exciting, though he's also keen to keep racing full-time. Oliveira shared that his heart's still tied to the MotoGP world, and he's hoping to find the right place to continue his journey. When asked if Yamaha offered him a spot in their world superbike team to replace the retiring Jonathan Rea, Oliveira simply said, "They're in talks. keeping it vague. Miguel Oliveira's story is a reminder that MotoGP is a wild ride full of uncertainty, even for a rider of his caliber. Injuries, contract clauses and team strategies can flip a career in an instant. Yet Oliveira's shown the grit and passion that make him a fan favourite. The big question now is, where's Oliveira headed next? Will he land back on the MotoGP grid with another team, take up a test rider role, or maybe switch to World Superbike? One thing's for sure, Oliveira's journey is far from over, and the racing world will be watching his next move. So, what do you reckon about this drama? Did Yamaha make the right call sticking with Miller and Razgatlioglu? What's next for Miguel Oliveira? Drop your thoughts in the comments. On another note, Pramac Yamaha has officially confirmed Jack Miller as Toprak Razgatlioglu's teammate for the 2026 MotoGP season, marking the Aussie rider's return to the team he raced for from 2018 to 2020. Having switched to Yamaha machinery after years with Ducati, Miller has proven his mettle as the second best M1 rider behind Fabio Quartararo, clinching a best finish of 5th in races and playing a key role in the bike's development. On another front, Miller's vast experience with Honda, Ducati and KTM engines makes him a vital asset for Yamaha, especially as they gear up for a new V4 prototype in 2026 and an 850cc engine in 2027. His contribution to Yamaha's second-place finish at the Suzuka 8 Hours further showcases his commitment. Despite earlier frustrations over delays in securing his future, Miller is now pumped to continue with Pramac Yamaha, eager to close the gap with rival manufacturers. On a different note, Paolo Pavesio, Yamaha Motor Racing's managing director, praised Miller's energy, adaptability, and infectious positivity, which have been a driving force for the team. These qualities are seen as crucial for the innovation-packed 2026 season. Pramac boss Paolo Campinotti echoed this, expressing his deep fondness for Miller, whose contributions to the YZR M1's development and long-standing bond with the team since his early career days are invaluable. On a final note, Miller expressed heartfelt gratitude for the trust Yamaha and Pramac have placed in him, vowing to push the project to new heights. With his experience and drive, he's confident brighter days lie ahead for both himself and the team. The best is yet to come, Miller declared, signalling big ambitions for the seasons to follow. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the MotoGP drama, give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for all the latest updates from the paddock. Thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next one.
Welcome to GP Talks. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates.